Since the Knoxville Nationals, Tanner Holmes has gotten a taste of what life is like racing with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series week in and week out. While wheeling the number 1T sprint car for Shark Racing, the 20-year-old has completed 25 races on the tour. His best finish was third place during his debut with Shark Racing at Jackson Motorplex. Holmes ended his season with the Outlaws at the World Finals, which is where we caught up with him.
It was a trying weekend for us here at the dirt track at Charlotte. I will say here now that, I guess the season's over in a good way. It just feels good that it's done, and we kind of completed our mission, you could say, of, just running all these races with Shark Racing. This place just seemed like it was a really tough track, and I don't know if maybe it was kind of the opposite of my driving style or what, but I feel like that combined with, kind of this format made it, more difficult for us to get up to speed. And obviously your night's so set after Wednesday that, we were kind of constantly in traffic, always behind a little bit. Like I said, just everything added up to where I feel like maybe stuff was stacked against us. But that's how dirt racing is. Glad that we were able to get in the shows no matter how we got in them and just kind of get those laps. And like I said, it's another place I can kind of check off my bucket list. But definitely out of, honestly, all the places I went, this was probably the toughest. Like I said, I do not know why. But, glad I have, it was good to do it with Shark Racing and Bobby Allen and all that. And like I said, good that the car's in one piece. And like I said, that we just kind of completed our mission of running all these shows with them.
So, what's next for Tanner Holmes? Well, he's not quite sure what his 2024 plans look like yet, but he shared his early thoughts on the upcoming season.
This is my last sprint car race of the year, so I'll head back home after this, and like I said, just kind of start getting things ready for 2024. Like I said, it was great running with these guys, and hopefully kind of in the next couple weeks I'll have all my plans, figured out on what the next 365 days looks like. But regardless, like this was an unbelievable opportunity, and like I said, a chance to get out. I went from racing, some 410 shows, don't get me wrong, but, I was running back and forth between local 360 and 410 and, got to come to the Midwest a little bit. And then all of a sudden, every week I'm running with the World of Outlaws. So definitely a big change of pace. And, probably I'll, depending on what I'm end up running next, I'll probably realize, maybe where my growth was at and what I learned. And, it's really tough out here just literally getting your butt kicked every week. And some nights not as bad, or some nights you're right there with them. But, it really helps when you go back and start running other stuff. You realize, what you learned and what you took from it, and, all the stuff that these 25 shows with this team did for me.
Despite being new to the World of Outlaws tour, there was a significant number of fans wearing Tanner Holmes merchandise at the dirt track at Charlotte. Holmes, who is also a bit of a YouTube personality, talked a little bit about the impact his fans have had on his racing.
It's really cool. It definitely helps a lot in the lower moments, because you feel like you kind of, you're doing it also for them. You're doing it for everything, for myself, my family, this team, them. A lot of people have followed along so much. I think it's, the people that comment and say, like, hey, we watched you back when you were racing karts in Oregon, which that was, that's back when I was a kid, I guess you could say. So, when you realize that people have really been there for everything, it's kind of a boost and keeps you going, because no joke, I wasn't on the full Outlaw tour, but I got to kind of experience, going from different areas and stuff, and it was tough. Like I said, you have your highs, you have your lows, and having such a big support system, which is very, very needed, helped me tremendously. So just want to kind of recharge and take this time off and just work on bettering myself and figuring out kind of where I can be better as a race car driver and how I can be more prepared. And it was good to kind of see this as the Outlaws. If I were to be on the road full time, what I need to do to be just as good in February all the way through November, and keep a good consistency. Consistency is a good word. That's what really want to work on. So be fast, more often, and be in contention more often. So we'll keep working at that.